Welcome, Jade. I'm really excited to interview you. This is, you've recently trained in SMART, Somatic Memory Repatterning technique, and you've experienced the technique on yourself. And
Mhm.
now we're really going to jump on, interview you, tell everybody about your experience and how they can work with you if they feel called to do so because you're going through your trainee process at the moment. So you jumped on to train in this method and now you've experienced it on your own kind of patterns and blocks. So I'm just going to let you speak and just share your experience with SMART and how it's helped you.
Okay, so the main thing that I noticed is just the change in how I feel throughout my days and my anxiety levels. So it's been, even though I focused on one specific memory, it's had a knock-on effect to many areas in my life. So I feel more confident as a coach, as a driving. I was such an anxious person, like anxious about everything, judging myself, thinking I can't make mistakes, really holding myself back. And I've just noticed a lot of that's just changed over the weeks. And it's weird because I'll do something and I'll go, oh, that felt different.
Yeah, that's really amazing. So just tell everybody, like you were kind of stuck in a pattern. Just tell people about a bit of your story that you're open to sharing of why that pattern was there and what it was doing to you, how it was ruining your life in a way.
Okay, so there was two patterns we worked on actually. There was um abandonment. My dad left when I was young, and it really played out in a way of in my relationship. And then there was a memory of being told off when I was about 10 by a teacher. And that was actually the one that's been holding me back the most because I've not I've unconsciously not wanted to make mistakes and gone into perfectionism a lot. So since I've done the SMRT technique, it's that's just, yeah, things I just have more confidence in myself. And I noticed like in my coaching sessions, I believe in myself a lot more in what I'm saying and what I'm doing. And that like inner critic isn't there anymore as
Oh
much.
wow, that's amazing, Jade. That's lovely to hear. Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
lovely to hear. So the instant, what you noticed as a change instantly after the session, because this happens instantly, and then you notice the changes straight away. So you noticed that normally going to the shops is a big deal for you, isn't it? You're always
Yeah.
looking away. You always feel that kind of insecurity if somebody's walking towards you and you don't know where to look. But you reported back to me that you noticed that wasn't there.
Yeah, that's definitely not as bad as it used to be. That used to like really affect me all the time, really, especially in busy places and yeah, just with eye contact and it just, yeah, it just got to me a lot. So that was one of the first things I noticed.
And what else have you noticed?
Um, Things like in my relationship, not being so quick to think about what I think my husband's thinking about me or what like the things that used to trigger me, they're not necessarily there anymore. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. That's why is that not there? So there's so many little things that have happened. Like he's working away at the moment. So that used to trigger like the abandonment wound. And I've just noticed that I'm a lot more settled and I miss him, but it's not like as intense as it used to be, or feeling like I can't cope on my own or getting really upset. So yeah, that's changed.
That's pretty cool. And I know you said you had family round straight after the session as well. And normally, smells and stimulation, when there's too much going on, you'd feel overwhelmed and really stressed, but you didn't. That didn't trigger you either.
Yeah, I just feel like my nervous system's a lot more settled. Like I feel safer in my body.
That's nice. What about the driving?
So driving's something that's always been an issue for me. I always get in my own head. I'll stop myself going out. I'll just get really anxious and then overthink things, and then instead of slowing down, I'll speed up and panic. And um, last few times I've been out, I just feel more confident in my ability to drive, and it's just not as scary or stressful as it was.
Yay, that's great. And this is all just by one session, by the way.
Yeah. And
Um,
one thing that's obviously branched out into so many areas of my life. It's crazy.
Unbelievable, isn't it? What about food as well? Have you noticed any changes with food or how you feel about it?
Um, I think when it comes to my health, and obviously my health condition means I can't eat a lot of food. I definitely am not getting triggered as much by the fact that I can't eat certain foods. I have my moments, and something that I still really struggles with is going out. And like when everyone else is eating and I can't. So that's obviously something I still need to work on. But in terms of day to day, I don't get as in my head like, oh, why me? What, this isn't fair. Or, I want to eat a hamburger or a chocolate bar or whatever. Like those thoughts aren't there as much.
That's good because that was a big deal for you, wasn't it? That was one of the things you noticed as a bugbear, that you
Yeah.
felt that way if your
Mhm.
partner would come home and you were like, oh, I can't eat that. And there was like this
Yeah, actually
influence.
got a takeaway that night.
Yeah.
That we done the SMRT, and I was saying that's one thing that triggers me is when you get a takeaway and you can't have one. He got one that night, and I was like, "Oh, that's
And what
typical to
happened?
feel."
Did you feel triggered?
Well, I was okay, but I'd already eaten, so I didn't know if it was because I
Oh,
was just
right.
full.
I get you. So this is going to be an amazing tool to add to your current skill set because you're already a trained coach. So you're already working with people and transforming people's lives through the coaching packages you offer. And Smart is really going to come in and help just solidify and give that extra breakthrough technique for clients who are feeling really stuck, because it really
Mhm,
does work on deep embedded wounds, trauma wounds that are stuck in the nervous system, stuck in the subconscious, living on replay in our day to day lives. And we feel quite helpless to them. And as you've found yourself, like as a small child, this impact, this emotional impact has been the catalyst for all of these repeated thoughts, repeated patterns of behavior that have only been limiting to you.
mhm,
So now the nervous system is free to kind of enjoy life more without having to run on adrenaline and be triggered
mhm.
day to day. So, I'm really excited to see the things that you do. What would you say to anybody who's thinking about having a smart session or thinking about training?
I would say that yeah, it's worth it, and obviously you don't know what it's going to do for you till you do it. But from what I've seen in myself and the other people who are trained with, there's been some like huge transformations. So to to know that in potentially one session, it could change so many areas of your life. It's like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, yeah, that's a great way to think about it. Through years of living a limited life to having one session, which can take 40 minutes to an hour. And then
Mhm,
you've got a self-help technique. So once you know the technique, the clients are always encouraged to keep doing it
mhm,
for the next, for the night really. And then they'll notice the change. They'll notice the changes straight away, but they work on themselves with the technique in the comfort of their own home, not being watched by, the practitioner. And the magic happens. Yeah.
and I've done so much inner work, and I have worked through a lot, but there's just some things that are really, really hard to shift. And I think they're the things that like this technique is really good for, those really deep ingrained patterns or beliefs.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Jade. I'm really excited. Where can people find you if they wanted to reach out? And
I'm on Instagram at Jade Rose, and well, yeah, that's me basically where I am. So
great, I'll
yeah.
put your link in the YouTube description. So if anybody wants to reach out to you and potentially book a session, then they know where to get you. Thanks so much for this interview. Such a pleasure.